Hello and welcome to another ICT lesson. Today I want us to look at data entry form. The data entry form is a way of allowing a user to enter information into the computer database table. And the forms are normally used to ensure that the people who are entering information do not interact with the database table which is on the background. One of the reasons why we don't allow users to interact with the database is to ensure that there is integrity of the information in the table. Nobody can sneak and delete one or change something in the table. So using a form protects the table from any form of manipulation. And in the form here, you can see we have labels and the text boxes or the fields where somebody is supposed to type data which is related to what the label is saying on this side. One other advantage of the form is it allows users to choose rather than type everything. For example, if I want to type somebody's gender here, I can have a drop down box where somebody is choosing either male or female, nothing else. So in that way, you are controlling what is being entered into a database table. Other things we can do on the data entry form is to limit what kind of data is going into the table. For example, if I want people to type their registration number here, and I know all registration numbers I have are numbers, I might set the property of this text box to block anything else other than a number. So if you type an alphabetical letter, it will be blocked. But if you type a number, it will be accepted. Those are some of the advantages of using data entry form. And all the information which is submitted through the form goes to the database table. I will go ahead and use MS Access to show you how we can create a simple table. Then from that table, design a data entry form for it, which will be used to enter information into that table. I will search Access from the computer and open Access from this menu. When Access loads, there are several options you can choose from here. But the most important one which I want to use is what we call blank database. I will just click it. Don't double click it. You just click it once. Then it brings this dialog box where you can just type the name of the database. In this case, I will just call it school. Or let me just call it nursery school. Then here, there is an icon. With this icon, you choose where you want this database to be saved. Do you want to save it on the desktop, in the documents, or in Drive D? In my case, I will use desktop, so I will just click here, and then it will ask me for the location. I will just choose the desktop, then click OK. Then the last thing is now to create the database. So I will click Create. When Access opens, it will create for me a blank table, and it is normally named table 1. So I will go ahead and design this table the way I want. So I will just come to this icon here, click it, then choose Design View, and I will give this table a name. Let me call it Registration. Then I will click OK. So in the design view, you can see here we have field name and data type. So I want to enter the first field. Let me just call it registration number. In the registration number, I want it to be auto number. I don't want to be typing registration numbers myself. I want the computer to add them one by one, incrementing by one, incrementing from 1, 2, 3, like that. So if you want it to be done automatic, you choose the data type, auto number. The next thing I want is first name. This can be of type text. Then last name of type text. Then in the gender, I want users to choose either male or female. So in that case, in order for me to define those options for the user, where the user will be able to choose from, I will use a certain data type called lookup wizard here. Lookup wizard, click it. So in the lookup wizard dialog box here, choose I will type the values that I want, then click next. Here you add your options. So in this case it is male. Then click the box below and add male and female, like that. Then click next, then just click finish. So that one is already defined and it will only be seen on the form. Here you cannot see it. The next field is date of birth, and it is of data type, date and time, date or time. The next one is class. So in the nursery, I have 3 classes, KG1, 2, and 3. So I don't want the user to type anything else apart from KG1, 2, or 3. KG1, 2, or 3. So I will provide options to be chosen from. So I will use lookup wizard. I will type values that I want. Next. Then I write here KG1, then KG2 and KG3. Then next. Then click finish. The last thing is residence, where these kids are staying, and that can be short text. So after defining the data types and field names, I will just click datasheet view, and now you can see the table columns are visible. Now from this table, that is when we want to design the data entry form to feed information into this table. So you can close this table and save changes. And remember, if you want to create a form, you must use what we called a form wizard, and it is here on the create tab. Then you just click form wizard. Then here it is asking you where is the table. In my case here, I have only one table registration, and these are the fields in the table. So if you want all the fields, you just click this double arrow to select them. If you want to remove all of them, you click the double arrow. If you want to choose, you just click the field you want, then you skip the other one and click like this using this single arrow. But since in my form I want all the fields to be represented, I can just click the double arrows like this, then click next. Then always choose this columnar design, because the other designs are not popular. This is just looking like the table itself. This one is not popular. This one is also not popular. It is just like Excel sheet. And this one is just like a tabular one, but it is justified. So we choose columnar. Columnar is the one which is famous. That is the type which we know. Then click next, then finish. Now you can see here my form has been designed with the fields for feeding information. Now you can see this form is pegged here and it is tabbed, so such that you can you cannot move it. It is fixed. So what I want us to do is to change the design of this form such that we are able to move it. And also I want the user not to be able to see this table when somebody is using this form. So I'm going to change the settings of MS Access to hide this pen and also to make the table floating. To do that, you save the changes here, then click File, Options. Now in the options here, you choose Current Database. That is the database we are in right now. Then the first thing you will do here in the display form, you choose here the form which you want to be seen. That is registration. Then here, since we want to be able to move our form, we don't want it to be tabbed and fixed at the top there. We will use overlapping windows. Then here we have what we call display pen, display navigation pen. I will uncheck it so that only the form will be seen. I will click OK. Then this message is telling me in order to apply the changes, I have to close the database and open it again. So I will click OK and close my database. So I will go ahead here and open it again. And this time you can see only the form appears here. So the user is only allowed to enter information and not interfere with anything else in the database. Here you have what we call navigation bar with buttons. We have next button, then we have last record, then we have previous record, then the first record. I will enter the first person here. Let me just call him Geoffrey. And maybe Jones, that's the last name. Now you can see I can choose gender here in the list. This is a male, and probably this kid was born 3 years ago in 2017, maybe 1st June 2017. Then I will only change the last 2 digits, put here 17 there. That's the date of birth. Come to class. This person is joining KG1 and this person stays in Karen. I will now go to this next button and click. So immediately you click the next button, that information is saved into the table. I can have here Mary, Alison, female, maybe born in April 6th, 2017. So I will change here to 17, and this person is joining KG1 and stays in Lavington. Then next I can have here Ali Hussein, Fakri. This is a male kid, maybe born in March 24th, 2016. And this person is from another nursery and is joining in KG2. And this person stays in Parklands. Next, I can have Munira, and Jarwala, a girl born 2015, 8th September. Change this to 15. And this girl is joining KG3 from another school, and this guy stays in Nairobi South B. Then I will click next. So you can see I was using this form to enter information, but I cannot see the table. I can as well go back with this, like this, to see one person at a time. This form can even be configured not to show somebody once you've entered that person. But that is a lesson for another day. So I will go ahead and close this database and change its properties so that I'm able to see the table so that I can show you. So I will just come here, File, Options, Current Database, and I will choose here in the display pane. I will choose display pane so that I'm able to see the table. Then I click OK and close this database. Then I will open it again, and now you can see our form is there. I can close it, then open registration table, and you can see in the registration table the information which we entered through the form is visible here. And that is how we use forms to control how information is entered in the table. See you again in the coming lesson. Thank you. Bye bye.